I just got through telling you all about what you need for an ATF, and now I'm going to tell you how it's going to change. But it's all good. It's all good. And it's not happening yet, so don't worry about that. You worry about how ATF is supposed to be right now, and we'll have some transition time when we do switch over. This committee is still working on the changes. Mike Harris in the back of the room, he's going to speak today. He's the chair of that subcommittee that works on the welder testing. So I'm going to go over some of the key changes, and then I'm going to tell you how we think the passport system is going to work. And keep in mind that this is still under construction. So a few things can change, but pretty much everything I'm going to tell you here is probably what you'll see when it comes out. We have two standards now. We have the QC4 that tells you how you accredit your test facility, and QC7 tells you how to test the welder. Those two are being combined, and the new standard will be QC47. Also at the same time, B54 is being updated, and it's also going to be, we're going to work on having those two documents work better together. And so that should come out about the same time as the new QC47. And that tells you the qualifications that you need for a welder test facility. Okay, some of the changes are we're going to go to an online management system for accredited test facilities and for certified welders. So everything that we do now can be done electronically. When you're testing a welder, when you have a welder that comes in and you're putting in their application, it's all going to be able to be done online. One of the other items in the QC47 is the addition of an independent qualifier. You have qualifiers and independent qualifiers. The qualifier is the CWI at the facility. Independent qualifiers are CWIs in the field that would be affiliated with an accredited test facility, and they can do testing in the field. Send their coupons to the ATF for the final testing and for certification to be given. So you can have, this helps in areas where there might not be a facility readily available, and there's a CWI that does welder testing and he wants to be able to offer certified welder certification and being in the National Registry. They have to be affiliated with an ATF and they have to be registered with AWS in order to be an independent qualifier. Both independent qualifiers and qualifiers will now have to take a welder tester endorsement. That will be a requirement for the test supervisors now, showing that they know how to properly administer a test. There's another one that's going to work with that later on, we think, and that's one for writing WPSs. There will be a section added on custom programs. Currently, we do have custom programs. We have 3. We have one in China with Moody International. We have it with the iron workers and one with the sheet metal workers. What makes them a custom program is that they deviate from what some of the requirements are. For the sheet metal workers and the iron workers, they have their own ATFs. They do their audits of their ATFs. But they give the credentials the same way. And Moody, the difference is that they don't give a card, they give a passport. So when the committee started writing the standard, they wanted to include what the requirements for a custom program would be. They have to get special approval through the certification committee. There's going to now be a mandatory routing sheet. This includes all the essential steps. It has the pre-test, the welder's application, the weld test hold points, specimen preparation and mechanical testing or NDE testing, and the ATF verification of the test results. And this sheet will have to be used by everyone. There's also an online system for the management of the welder testing. It'll include the routing sheet, the results of the testing, the certification application to AWS, the welder records and credentials that go into the National Registry, and a reminder for the emails, reminder emails for both maintenance and renewal. There's also going to be an independent qualifier registration, as I mentioned. It'll track ATFs, whether they're which are active and inactive, and it'll also allow for groups of certified welder applications to be submitted and paid for online. So this just gives you an idea of the process. The registration comes from the applicant, either through an independent qualifier, the ATF. The tests are then performed to the mandatory routing sheet. The ATF then releases the results of the test, and those that pass the test then, for the qualification test, can then apply to AWS for certified welder. And we'll probably, for a while, allow both paper and electronic, and then eventually move to just electronic. So one of the biggest things that's going to change is that there won't be a card any longer. It'll be a passport system. And some of the changes that go along with that is that it's issued with the welder's signature and a photograph. It looks much like you have for the U.S. passport. There's going to be the qualification test record with the expiration date will be on a sticker that's the full size of one side of the page. And that'll be in a sticker that they'll put in there. On the other side of the page, on the right-hand side of the page, will be where they have to record that they're keeping the continuity of the test, that they're continuing to use the process. The welder certification is entered into the National Registry as it is now. And then, like I just said, goes on a page. Then we have to have a way to verify that it happens every 6 months. That's done in the field. It's not done through won't be through an application any longer. It's done in the field, but then in addition to getting a stamp or a signature in their passport every 6 months, they have to log that they did that online so that we can keep track of that. Then the welders also must log activity online or submit paperwork for their log to AWS. Then we're not exactly sure. This is not, this portion of it is where we're not sure exactly how it will happen, but every 3 years there will need to be a way for the welder to show that they've kept the log up, and then we will renew their certification and send them a new sticker with a new renewal date. So they'd actually only be sending something in every 3 years. They'd be logging every 6 months online and in their passport book. The renewal fees will change to be based on by test. Right now you can send in 5 tests and $15 and it covers everything. It'll change to where you will pay a fee per test, but the more tests that you have, there will be a scale and it will go down in cost. So it's not going to take so much out of everybody's pocketbook, but it's definitely going to be changed. The whole structure of how you pay for a renewal of a test will change. And then this just gives you a brief overview of what I just explained of how the process would happen. And that is it.
That's it? All right, look, here's your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we're back on schedule. You're a Wonder Woman.